Hi, it's villageveroofficial.wordpress.com, and I just wanted to add something to my first video on anxiety. Just really quick, don't ever let someone bully you into feeling like you can't say exactly how your life has been. Like, if anyone has ever done you wrong, no matter if you've ever done anyone else wrong, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you taking care of yourself, and I'm not talking about, like, I'm going to go badmouth everyone that's ever hurt me, because you need to learn how to deal with love and forgiveness and anxiety and, all that stuff, and passive aggressiveness, so you're not like feeling like you're still hurt. Like, you have a responsibility of not being hurt all the time, but whoever has hurt you in the first place, it's not your fault that they hurt you. So don't ever let them make you feel like you can't say how, especially in your childhood is what I'm talking about. As an adult, the damage has already been done before you're an adult. Like, it's already completely done. Like, anything in adulthood, that's like more hurts than when you already know how to be an adult and deal with stuff. Whether you know how to or not, adulthood is when you can learn how to. But children, as a 1 year old growing up, the first time you ever get hurt, then you don't know how to deal with life then. But as an adult, you do more. So that's what I'm talking about. From childhood, I'm not talking about as adults. Like, I mean, I am somewhat, but like I said, the damage has already been done, probably most likely from childhood, because you adults are already damaged, like, not permanently, temporarily is what I say. Every adult is, it's temporarily, because you can always deal with things. Everyone has chakras in the eighth house and Pluto and their birth charts and in them and stuff. So everyone has the chance their whole life to deal with things. And even if you don't know how to deal with things as an adult, which is why we're all here on this planet, there's something about being a child and being innocent growing up versus being an adult and not innocent. I'm not talking about, like, be afraid of what I'm going to say next now as an adult just because you're not perfect or something. I'm not talking about that kind of thing where I'm going to, like, go tell everyone that everything everyone did to me in my adulthood. I'm not talking about all that stuff. I'm talking about before adulthood, when the damage has already been done, the stuff that the eighth house and Pluto has to help you deal with. That's from childhood growing up. That's from 1 years old or whatever. I'm not saying I'm gonna, go talk about everyone on this planet that's ever done anything, because I'm not perfect either. I've never been perfect to anyone on this planet either. So I'm not talking about just being imperfect, and I'm not talking about the way you relate to people now, because you don't know how to deal with your hurt feelings, maybe, and fear of rejection and stuff. I'm not talking about adulthood, like, and who you deal with now, like who you relate to now. I'm not talking about I'm talking about like the stuff that's already been done, to get to this point. I'm not talking about, like, the difference between what I'm saying is, whoever has done the damage to you the most to begin with, like, I'm not talking about, like, if you're hurt and don't know how to deal with your fears. because you're afraid to somehow, like, and you haven't had experiences of people loving you, not leaving you, like, I'm not talking about like those kind of situations where you, like in adulthood where you're, since the damage has already been done and you're still not sure of how to relate to people about fear and stuff, where you're afraid to. I'm not talking about situations where like it's because of your childhood that you relate to people the way you do. I'm talking about like um the people that have made you feel hurt and that's why you relate to people as an adult, like the root of such things, like I don't want anyone to watch my videos and think I'm gonna like that anyone is gonna like backstab them, because of the fact that they still don't know this or that about fear and chakras and all that stuff, like or are still afraid to let they pass completely help you with certain subjects that are really deep, that are hurting you. I'm talking about like people that have, especially from childhood, probably most likely growing up, like someone or another has made children that grow up into adults feel like, or has hurt them and makes them sometimes feel like they can't get their emotions out there and their feelings and stuff. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like the people now, that you relate to, like, don't like go around like feeling like you have to like justify everything that comes out of your mouth and like bad mouth everyone now. Like, talking about the root of problems. Don't just go on a whatever it's called, and just clobber all over people and just for the fun of it, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the deep hurts, from childhood that are the root of your problems. Whoever's hurt you then, like, don't let them make you feel like you can't say that you've been hurt and how you've been hurt. And don't exaggerate or anything to get attention. But this is where, in my other anxiety video, passive aggressive comes in. Like, don't be passive aggressive about it. Like, just flat out say it how it is, and don't be afraid of what someone's gonna think or say about you. If you honestly lose someone because of their own choice of you losing them, like, don't feel bad, like, and keep your mouth shut because you're afraid of that, like, and like I said, there's certain people in my life presently, whether it's in person or not, whether it will ever be in person or not, like, all of that stuff, there's certain people that just will always be in my life, that will always matter to me, that I will always show love to, and all that stuff. But so I'm not talking about like those kinds of situations. Like, you have to have trust in someone or another that they're not going to leave you, because, or that there's hope that they might not, because it's all about give and take. And my foundation is for all that healing, for one thing, and Lilith and all that other stuff too. But to no walls and like showing each other that we can't, you know, say, well, you're imperfect in that way, so I'm going to leave you, because that's not love and that's not compassion and stuff. You have to like show people you're not going to leave them because they're not perfect. No one would have anyone in their lives if we all did that to each other. So, but I'm talking about like from childhood, growing up, whoever has hurt you the most, like the root of the damage that has temporarily been done to you, it's not permanent. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be for anyone on this planet. You, as long as you're alive, you have time to work on things for your own self. But those people, from the root of your problems, from the damage that's already been done before adulthood, like don't be afraid that they're gonna leave you, like because you have a voice to say you've been hurt by anyone. And if you cannot be passive aggressive and deal with it in a proper way, they should be okay with you saying that they're not perfect. Because we all know no one's perfect on this planet and we all hurt each other somehow or another. You know, we're all like that. No one's exempt from doing that. It's what people are like, but you need to have a voice. You need to not be passive aggressive, and you need to flat out say who has hurt you and why and how, and maybe not all why because there's a root of things for them, but like what they've done and how it makes you feel and all that stuff. Get it out there and do it in a proper, mature way, the best you can, but like don't hide your fear and your hurt because of fear of rejection from those people, like which can be family, which I'm not saying those people like in a mean way, but I'm just saying I don't know who all has done stuff. So whoever that is, don't be afraid of what they're gonna think or say about you because you need to heal from your hurt, from any hurt you've ever had that you're holding on to that the eighth house can help you with, that is deep down inside you, that is some big thing that is holding you back from letting people in your life. You need to have a voice about it and get it out there and let people know who you are and your fears and your all that stuff, because that's how you heal. So don't be afraid of it. And that's what my foundation is for supporting people doing that. And I'm talking about everyone on this planet that hurts people or that has been hurt. I'm not talking about certain people because we've all been hurt and we all hurt people. So everyone's welcome in my foundation, no matter who you are or no matter what type of hurt you've done to anyone. Everyone's allowed in my foundation. If you want to be a part of it in a proper way, it's not for game playing or anything, but if you truly need support, whether you're bullied or bully people, which I hate those labels, but anyway, just to let you know what I'm talking about, you're allowed in my foundation, and you need to have a voice about what you're doing, what you has been done to you, so you can heal. Because we all are imperfect and hurt each other, and it stems from us being hurt and feeling rejected. So you need to tell people about your hurts and your fears because no one's perfect and we all need love and each other in our lives. So I'm here for you if you want to, share your comments on this subject and your personal life. Not that I'm going to share your personal life, but you can share it with me. And, my foundation is a proper, like professional one about such things. So feel free to, share your, life or whatever, your comments and everything with my foundation.